What a special treat today. Allow me to present you with a preview of a beautiful ethnographic documentary from 1992. Celestial Burial records the process of traditional Tibetan rituals. Directed by Pulin, this is one of the most arresting pictures I have viewed in my life. From my limited understanding, Pulin is a noted art critic and documentarian from mainland China. Pulin has even contributed 2 sets of archives of avant-garde contemporary Chinese art to universities in the United States, Cornell and UC San Diego respectively. While he currently operates in Beijing, Pulin lived in Tibet for some years and returned with one of the most special recordings of all time. I feel genuinely blessed to have viewed this film. In Celestial Burial, we are witness to footage of a culture which has little to no foothold with the currents of modernity, lightly frozen in time. We learn that we are in the Lexi Valley of Tibet, a region afflicted by rather dangerous weather conditions. It is said that there can be hail in the summer. To prevent natural disasters, every village has its own temple in the Lexi Valley, in spite of it being, at this time anyway, the poorest area of Tibet. Residing in these temples are the Aba. The Aba are individuals who can read scripture and hold ceremonies, performing the sacred rituals for their local community. We appear to spend most of our time in the Damu temple within the Lexi Valley. One interesting facet of this film is the seemingly polarized attitudes to the Chinese occupation of Tibet. Whereas one man believes that the Chinese collectivist project has been positive for Buddhism, as when one's belly is full they can begin to focus on Buddhism, a point. Certain older men still express disdain, however, over the vandalism and violence their old ways were treated with during the Cultural Revolution of Mao Zedong. However, it is apparent that the state's re-legalization of religion has been a profoundly positive step in the preservation of this unique, beautiful way of life. The way one individual describes it, it is almost as though the tougher decades of the 20th century in China were reminiscent of a particular reign in history, wherein one way of life was forbidden, but now, in this new era, all is well and tolerated again. Makes one consider whether this sort of thing, persecution and subsequent perseverance, is but some inevitable cycle. I recall a previous film of the day, 1972's Pictures of the Old World, directed by Dusan Hanak. That film was less overtly ethnographic and more a collection of anecdotes, whereas Celestial Burial documents its subjects, albeit not being afraid to inquire where the filmmakers see fit. Locals are interviewed, and the Aba readily explain their ceremonious practices, as well as espouse their personal perspectives on experience. It isn't one of those Herzog documentaries which subjectively siphons an ecstatically realist profundity, nor is it one of these attempted fly-on-the-wall experiments. Pulin's intent is simply to document, to preserve and record, because who else could? I feel very fortunate to have access to this film. I can imagine there are countless scholars or hobbyists who would be absolutely thrilled to have this picture available to them. This is the richest cinematic document of Tibetan culture I have ever viewed, unless I'm forgetting anything. So have a wonderful day, my friends. Life is a beautiful thing.